Look in the mirror. You look in the mirror and go, bah, bah. Make a little sheep noise. Because that's what the Republican leadership want you to be. A dumb sheep. And they are the wolves. By the way, a smart wolf will only kill one sheep at a time. So if you can have a wolf that's over the flock, well, then they can eat the sheep whenever they want. Look at all that food live on the hoof. And what the Republican machinery wants, and I'm talking about the D.C. Republican establishment, the big money people, and the strategists, what they want is for you and I to be stupid, easily led, sheep. Now, I'm gonna tell you some things on today's program that if you can integrate these tools into your analysis, your ability to read the news, look at the news, it's going to help you for the next year an awful lot. It really is. From now all the way certainly to the primary start, okay? I ran for the U.S. House of Representatives in 1998. My primary was the 5th most expensive primary in the country at that time. It was a brutal campaign. I had 4 Republican governors: George Pataki, who I despise; Weld of Massachusetts, who I despise; Christie Todd Whitman of New Jersey, who I despise; and Wilson, Pete Wilson of California, who I despise. Those 4 Republican governors started what they think they called the Republican Leadership Council or something, and they raised money. Now remember, I'm running as a Republican, okay, for the United States Congress, 23rd District of New York. Maurice Hinchey was the Democrat incumbent. So I was running for the U.S. House and had enormous name recognition, tons of earned media. Earned media, by the way, let me stop there. Earned media is when you get a story on the TV or in the newspaper. It's earned media. You didn't pay for it, you earned it by doing something. Tons of name recognition. Was probably the most well-known pro-life leader in America at that time. Tons of ability to raise money. Had a huge staff. At one point, we had almost 50 people working the phones and working for us. It was just massive. Raised, I don't know, I think $1.2 million, which in 98 for a Republican primary was a lot of money. Anyway, I digress. So Pataki, Weld, Christie Todd Whitman, and Wilson, these 4 Republican governors come after me with a vengeance. Oh, by the way, all of them are pro-baby killing. Every single one of them had hands drenched with blood. And so some Republican strategists said, Terry is going to win the Republican primary. I was running against a guy who had not a lot of money and not a lot of name recognition. So what the Republican machinery did was they poured a ton of money into the district, independent expenditures they're called, where they just throttled me, pounding me, making up stuff against me, saying I didn't pay my taxes. Total lie. Just total lie. They had a picture of me. I wish we could find this. Try and find that, Billy Bob, someday. There was a picture of me superimposed on a picture of the Oklahoma City bombing. When that federal building was bombed and all those people were killed, they had a picture of me next to it, as if I supported bombing the federal building. That's how evil this class is. Now, the reason I'm this class of consultants, the reason I'm telling you this is because I've been in the middle of these brawls. They lied about me. They spent a ton of money. They broke my back in the primary. Fast forward to 2006. I ran in Florida. We had moved to Florida. And I ran in a Republican primary for the state Senate of Florida, state government, against a man named Jim King. Jim King is the one who was the architect of the euthanasia law in Florida to kill the elderly and to kill the handicapped. And he's the one who single-handedly ensured that Terry Schiavo died, at least inside of the state Senate. Jeb Bush was also a part of why she died. But anyway, same thing happened, same playbook. The Republican machinery went to big lawyers and said, we need money from you. We want you to pony up. There were people writing $10 and $20 and $25,000 checks, okay? They took that money and they punished me on television and they punished me on in the mail. Now, we don't know if they spent $500,000 or $1 million. We don't even know. It was like raining fire on my head. It was worse than what had happened in New York for a state Senate seat, because I was a threat to the establishment. Because I was an outsider, and I would not play ball by their rules. I said child killing is number one. And then I went after the lawyers. I said we've got to change the laws, how lawyers can sue people. It makes all of our medical malpractice insurance go up, or our health insurance go up. So what did Jeb Bush do? That pillar of strength. The establishment. What did Jeb Bush do? He held a press conference with Jim King. Baby killing Jim King. Terry Schiavo killing Jim King. And he said, Randall Terry is a problem and Jim King is a great Republican, and I want you to vote for Jim King. That's what Jeb Bush did. That's what the establishment did. Fire, money, endorsements. So the things I'm going to tell you in the rest of this program, this is not something I picked up and read in a book, okay? This is not something I saw in a newspaper once, right? I have the scars on my back, metaphorically speaking, to prove the enemies that I have and the rumbles that I've been in. And I know what these people are doing. I have written checks to these consultants. I've sat in rooms with these consultants. I know what they are telling people against Trump, and some of them even trying to tell Trump. So what I want to do is help you to not, when you hear the news, when you hear a Republican consultant, what I want you to not do is say, bah, bah,